one thing that people often confuse or have a hard time kind of wading through with this is what it looks like to set and hold boundaries and maintain secure attachment. That, like, you can say, hey, bud, it's time to leave for school. And they can not want to go to school. And they can say, like, I don't want to go. And they're like dragging their feet. If they're anything like my child, they're like, I can't put my boots on by myself. I can't. No, my legs are broken. That's the latest. My legs are broken. They don't work anymore. In like a whiny voice. And then he'll say in the whiny voice, I'm using this voice because I don't want to go to school. I know exactly why you're using the voice. That is all clear to me. It doesn't make the voice less annoying. Uh, and, but that you can like set and hold those boundaries. He can have his feelings and express them. And it doesn't mean that I'm like stopping and we're pausing the whole morning so that he can work through this and yada, yada. We are moving through the motions and I'm validating as we go, but I'm like, still putting his boots on, getting him out to the car. He gets to continue to feel and express and be safe in that expression while I maintain the boundary that's set of going to school is our expectation. And so the boundary for us is that when the timer beeps, if your boots aren't on, I'm going to help you put your boots on. And if you're not walking to the car, I'm going to help you get out to the car. I think that sometimes people have a hard time with this of like then I think kids end up in charge too often where they are dictating what's going to happen because the adult is worried about them being upset.
Absolutely. And I think that distinction is so important. He talks in this episode about like how sometimes as parents, part of our job is to dominate over our children. And it's those boundaries, right? It's like today's a school day, you're going to school. And that doesn't mean that you're like, if you don't stop using that voice, you're going timeout, right?
Correct.
It just means like, I
like,
hear
we're not
that
going to have iPad later or whatever. Like, yeah,
whatever.
there's no
right.
punishment.
But it's like, totally, you don't want to go to school. I get that. Sometimes I don't want to do my job. Sometimes I don't want to do work. It sucks when you have to do something that you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to help you get your boots on because we're running out of time here, right? And I think it's that distinction of kids don't get to run the show. That's not what he's advocating for. That's not what we advocate for at Seed. But they are allowed to feel things.
Yeah, correct.
You don't
and
have
I think
to be happy about going to school.
And I think we're still so afraid of hard feelings that there's this idea that you can be connected with your kid and you can say the boundary the right way and you can do all these things for regulation. And then when it's time to like leave for school, they're going to be like, okay, let's go. Or they're going to say, you know what, I'm feeling disappointed about going to school today, but I'll come over and pop my boots on and go out with you because I know that's how this works. Like, that's not how this is going to shake out. And if we are constantly parenting from a place of fear of their hard emotions being expressed, then we are not going to let them know that they're safe to feel hard things with us. Then it looks like, oh, actually, my parent's going to avoid my hard feelings at all costs because my hard feelings are too much for them.